Hi guys. I'm super excited again to be before you once again. And today we are going to bring us something quite interesting. And this is talking about goal setting beyond your having your interest and your value, beyond you now getting to know the particular tech career you are interested in going into. The next step and the most important of them all is how to set goals. Being a goal setter actually requires a lot of determination, resilience, perseverance in order to make sure that what you have set as a goal is achievable. One time ago, during your process of making a New Year's resolution, just like almost everyone has done that already, having a New Year resolution, and particularly doing a New Year resolution in a way. After doing that, you discovered, pending almost 3 months into the year, you were no longer fulfilling or being conscious of your goal settings. And because of this, it seems as if setting up the goals, it's really not relevant. So I'm going to show you the right way of you setting up a goal so that you can able to achieve them, able to make them realistic. The problem is that whenever you set goal, you are not putting up the right criteria, the right steps in keeping those goal settings. And that is why you had never or in any time fulfilled the goal you had set and you are writing down on a paper. I believe that whenever you're setting up a goal, you have written them down somewhat on a paper, and then you find a way of going through them one time or the other. Because writing your goal settings down is a right way of telling yourself you are interested in making sure this is achievable. And in setting the goals, if as far you have aspirations and you are set to grow in that tech career, then you must have a goal. You must have something you are projecting into the future. All right. So if you're talking about goal settings, this brings us into 2 categories, which is we have long-term goals and we have the short-term goals. Now, short-term goals are goals that you set to for you to achieve or to fulfill within a short period of time. It could be a part of a long-term goal or something entirely different, a complete ecosystem of itself. But it's something you can fulfill within a short time, particularly within a year. Now, a long-term goal is actually the opposite of short-term goals, and what they mean is that it actually spans for a longer period of time, and it's form of an aspiration into the future. Long-term goal has to do with fulfilling a mandate or fulfilling particular milestones on the way. So milestones on the way for a long period of time, particularly to 3 to 5 years or even longer. It depends. Some actually 10 years, some 50 years upward. So these are goals you are setting for the future, and then you are looking for milestones you're ensuring to get to that point. And this is where short-term goal comes in. Short-term goals can serve as a milestone in a long-term goal. What are the things you need to do to show a sense of progress for you to now know that your long-term goals is achievable and is seeable within your reach? So this is where the long-term goal and the short-term goals comes in. So now, why do you have a long-term goal? If you are going to thrive in the tech industry, you have to take long-term goals important. Long-term goals are very important if you want to thrive in the tech industry. Why? Because the tech industry is always innovating itself. It's always evolving, always having something new coming up. So how can you begin to thrive in the tech industry? Includes how you are able to keep on having aspirations that bring you to that point where you are always relevant at every instance of the changes that come into the tech industry. Now, particularly today's is you can have, for instance, that in the civil, you are focused now maybe on learning on artificial intelligence, I believe in the next 5 years, artificial intelligence will become a thriving part of the industry, that would pave way for more newer innovations. And if you want to be relevant in the tech industry, as at then, the artificial intelligence is the proper career to go into. When you're doing that, this is a futuristic trend, a futuristic goal you are going to step into. And then what are the things you need to learn? If you're a beginner, that means you have to accustom yourself with the basic fundamental courses in the tech world for you to now come into the artificial intelligence. If you move off to the artificial intelligence aspect, you'll kind of find it difficult because of some terminologies you come into, some systems or words used, and then you would end up giving up. So one of the mistakes in moving, transiting in the tech industry, and setting up your long-term goals is that you're not being realistic with yourself. Most are realistic with yourself, and then you know your current skill level at the instance. Then when you are doing long-term goals, you can able to detect the needed skills you need to acquire before you now achieve the long-term goals. For in this case, which is being an artificial intelligence. So, an artificial intelligence specialist. So now let's look at something. Now, if you are going to, for instance, now, we want to be artificial intelligence now. So now this requires you having a prior knowledge into Python. Python is one of the languages used in artificial intelligence. So you need to, to that, you need to also learn regression, algorithms, algorithm thinking. You also need to learn algebra. You also have to learn some mathematical terms in that aspect. You also learn how to plot regression and so on like that. But the basic foundation in now going to artificial intelligence, can you code in Python? Can you code in Python? From then you get an application that's accustomed to applications that works with artificial intelligence. Then you can begin to grow from there. So it's with this, you have a goal in your mind, and then you begin to break them down in chunks. Breaking down your goals in chunks helps you achieve them one after the other. So your goals is now realistically feasible to be created, to be worked on, and to be achieved. All right. So, I know some of us have heard of the word called, SMART. And SMART actually means, SMART means that the S stands for specific, M stands for measurable, A stands for achievable, T stands for time bound. So now your goal must be SMART. Your short-term goals you are making must be SMART for you to achieve your long-term goals. An example of this is simple. Let's say S, specific. That means your goal must be specific. You must specify your goal to a particular area you want to fulfill. You cannot say, I want to be a doctor. I want to be a data scientist. I want to be a guru in the tech industry. Now, want to be a guru, an expert in the tech industry, a professional in the tech industry, what field? So this is where specific comes in. You are specific, you are specifying the area you want to go into. You are bringing the whole idea in your head into something realistic. You are bringing it down to a goal, to a particular point, to a particular sector. So now we are doing this specific, so that if I want to be an expert in the tech industry, what I mean is that for it to be specific, that means I had to come into saying I want to be a professional in programming languages, in being a programmer, using Python language. With this, you have specified already now the area you want to go into. You have specified now the goal. So you are now focused on a particular area. Not you have taken away the many distractions in the way, and now you have one point goal at your front that you need to fulfill. And the next now is M, that's measurable. This is where you have to do with bringing up concrete criteria that shows your progress, that reveals your progress, that measure up your progress in fulfilling your goal. So in this area, it's like I'm saying, I will begin to study 3 times a day on 3 different courses on Python. What this means is that it's simple. Since I'm saying this now, that I'm going to take up courses and studying every day on 3 courses on Python within the next 3 months. Now I have measured, I have looked for something that I can do to become a Python language, and I have specified what I need to do to show that I will end up becoming that Python programmer. So that is where it's called measurable. We are bringing a criteria to measure your progress. You are showing now this is what I need to do to go to that point. What I need to do to the milestones I need to fulfill to get to that point. Now the next one is achievable. You make sure your goals are achievable. They are realistic. You don't form something from anywhere that you can't learn to produce based on your capacity, based on your skill level at that time. So you have to ensure that your goals are realistic. Now, for my goal to be realistic, since I'm a beginner, it means I won't have the high level of knowledge that's needed for me to be an expert already. So that means I'll start with the beginning, with beginner courses. So that means for my goal to be realistic, I will say I will study the basic foundation of Python languages before going to the advanced courses. So you are now realistic based on your current skill level, your knowledge you have currently. So with this, you're now able to set a goal that's achievable. So if you start with the basic first, it will be easier for you to do, for example, to the hard parts. And the next step is now relevance. Your goal has to be relevant. And what do you mean by this? You have to ensure that your values, your interests, what you're going to do to ensure the goal is achievable. Everything you do must be in alignment with the goal. Whatever milestones you need to do to overcome must be relevant to your grand goal. And for this case, it means I want to take study on HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and Python for me to become a Python programmer. So ensuring that you have done this particular step, which is aligned. You cannot just say I would study robotics. I want to study robotics. It's not in alignment with the goal you have set. So you are now streamlining. You have end up finding out what are the skills I need to attain for me this goal to be possible. What are the things I need to do for this goal to be possible? The alignment with the entire goal. Once I get that done, I can write them out, and as far as it is relevant to my goal setting, then it is going to work. It is useful in this procedure. Then the next one is time bound. You have to set your time to be within a limit, so as you can create a sense of urgency. You can create a sense of you coming to meet up with a deadline. You are creating a deadline for yourself to fulfill. With this, you are putting yourself under pressure, and you are bringing a consciousness that you have a goal to meet up, and then you will want to fulfill it with this certain time. The moment you don't put a time bound to your goal settings, it will affect you. You would keep procrastinating, as you want to avoid procrastination in your goal settings. So once you have time bound, in this case, being a Python programmer, I would say I will want to take up and finish the 3 Python course within 3 months. So once you have set a time bound with this, then you have created entirely your SMART goal, and you are good to go. So with this, you can relate through what you have written, and then you can now know the goal you have to do, the milestone you have to fulfill, the time at which you have to fulfill it, and what are the things you need to put in place for your goal to be possible. So yeah, so that's how to set your goals. So goal setting is actually it will help in a lot of way, and I would love to get feedback from you guys afterwards when you apply all of these. And if you have questions, you can actually send it to us. We really appreciate that. See you and have a great day.